My name is Michael O'Ryan Scott, and I'm director of Over the Hills and Far Away, a documentary that is in the U.S. documentary competition at Sundance.
My name's Rupert Issacson, and I am the producer by default and the father of the subject, my autistic son, Rowan.
You know, the first day that I met Rupert, I walked into the house and I hear this screaming, tantruming son, and he's a little boy, right? It was Rupert. He just kind of turns to me and he says, "Hey, look, I want to take my son to Mongolia, and I want to, ride on horseback, and I want to travel from healer to healer, and, I feel like, this should be documented. Do you want to make a film about it?"
I was keeping Rowan away from horses. I'd stopped riding because I figured he was unsafe around them because he was so incontinent in his body, in his movement, in his tantrums, and so spook a horse, you get trampled. He actually got away from me, forged his own connection with this mare Betsy, which I'd never seen a horse make a natural obeisance to another human being before. My son was on the horse and talking. So we just started living in the saddle together. That same year, some of the Bushmen came over to the UN. Like I said, some of them worked on him. And there was this immediate and palpable kind of positive leap forward. And I was like, well, shit, Suddenly an idea like that didn't seem so outrageous. When you deal with autism and something like this with your kid, you are crazy. You're in such grief and you're in such desperation. You don't know what the fuck to do. You really don't. And no one can tell you. In fact, they can't even tell you what autism is. No one really knows, and it's different with each kid.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, I knew it was a fantastic journey. I mean, I knew that, anything could happen. I knew that, there could be healing and there could, not be healing. But either way, it was just a fantastic journey because the beauty of the story is that it's a story about a family. Basically, it's about it's a film about a family that will go to the end of the earth to find a way into their son's life.
And probably everyone who's at the festival and everyone who's going to watch the documentary, I would say, is that, one or two people removed at most from someone with an autistic kid. What Sundance is doing by giving us this exposure is really allowing us to add to the archive of how can we understand this really very difficult to understand thing.